Hi everyone. The organization that I chose to talk about it's called Renova Music Festival. It's a pre-existing organization, and the reason that I chose it is because I was recently appointed as its marketing person and art administrator. So I thought it would be a good project for me to work on it. And it is a summer music camp that happens in the first 2 weeks of June. And our target audience, they are students between 18 to 25. So these are mostly undergrad students. They can also be graduate students. So all the way from freshmen through, they can be even within the first or second year of their doctoral studies. And as far as the productions, it's not only one individual production, it's obviously 2 weeks of different coachings that we provide for students, different activities, different classes. So it's not only a one day, one time thing, it's ongoing for at least those 2 weeks. And there are the audience that we are trying to reach. It's of course the first priority is students, and then the second one is community, because we are trying to engage them and let them know that's what is happening in the art scene of their local art scene, and then familiarize them as much as possible with classical music. And the location of this camp, it's in Pennsylvania. It's in Castletown. It's in a small county called Lawrence County in Newcastle, which has 23,000, around 23,000 people population. And it's a pretty small town, and the community center that students will be staying at and most performances are going to take place there. It's in a rural area of Newcastle. So one of the biggest attraction of this camp is that although it's in Pennsylvania, which is the eastern part of the United States, and it's not that far from New York, Ohio, or Maryland, which we have some of the biggest music schools out there. In the same time, it's a little bit further, so it's not that crazy, and student will just get a chance to take one step back from the 1 year of intense studies that they have had, and just step back into a more relaxing area and experience music in a different setting. And the art scene within Pennsylvania itself, it's not that huge. There are small productions of opera. It does have a symphony and philharmonic orchestra, but it's not as big as the states around it. But it's also very close in with a driving distance. Students can get to experience New York Philharmonic, which is one of the greatest symphonies around the world. So I think the placement of the location, it's very unique comparing to the other camps, because for us as people marketing it, there are not many camps going on within Pennsylvania itself. So this gives us an opportunity for students that they don't want to fly, or they don't want to go to places that are much further from their parents if they are in their younger ages. And that's one of the unique things about it, that for us as we can get more students, and in the same time for students themselves, because it is close to major events and major art scenes of the United States itself, but at the same time it is relaxing for students to just practice and take lessons in a different setting that they are used to during these 2 weeks. And we are trying to serve not only the students. Obviously, what we'll be offering to students is 2 weeks of chamber music ensembles. They will get coachings. They will get one-on-one individual lessons from faculty members. and they will be involved in different performances, different performance opportunities, and different group classes. Also, they will be involved in orchestra rehearsals, different orchestra rehearsals, and we will provide them residence and 3 meals for those 2 weeks. But what is very unique about this is the number of students that we accept. Even though we are planning to get more than hundreds of applications, we only accept around 25 students, and these include both from the strings area. We have violin, viola, cello, one double bass, and woodwind, one or two woodwind quintet, depending on the range of the applicants. And another unique thing about this festival is that if students get accepted, they will be fully funded, and there are sponsors. There are a lot of sponsors of this organization that they will provide for their full tuition. So they will be basically on a full scholarship if they are willing to apply. So this small number gives a lot of opportunity to students to have one-on-one interaction with faculty members, and that is really important because the main age group that we are targeting for this organization, these 2 weeks of summer camp, it's mostly they are students who are in their last 1 or 2 years, so junior or senior in their undergrad studies, looking for professional programs and graduate studies. So the diverse faculty members that we are bringing in from different states, from different universities, this gives a really good opportunity for students to meet them, take lessons with them, and in case they like them, then they can build a career and they can go on studying with those people, which can be a very turning point in their lives. And it is small, so relatively, let's say, to Tanglewood or Aspen Music Festivals, which are two of the most well-known music festivals around the world and in the United States. This is much smaller, so this one-on-one interaction, it's very different, and students will just get to experience sitting and playing with faculty members and just living with them, next to them for those 2 weeks. And there are a lot of performances for students that are planned, so they will be performing throughout these 2 weeks in concert venues, but in the same time, what I like about it is that it's not only where people expect to see classical music, but we take them out to different museums, to different art scenes, parks, and everywhere that you can imagine, to play for people who are not very familiar with classical music. So in this case, we are advertising for the concerts in park, for concerts in museums, restaurants, coffee shops, and all these local small community places that are not necessarily known for classical music. But this way, we are both marketing the summer camp. So in the next few years, we will have built a reputation for our camp, and in the same time, it's partially a fundraising, because we don't sell tickets for these events or concerts, but it's donation based, so it can serve both as a fundraising event for building our reputation, as marketing it, and it's just a great engaging experience with the community and for students themselves to know that it's classical music. It's not just just to be played in classical venues. And so these are the main ways that I think this organization is standing out from the other ones: the small number of students, and the one-on-one interaction with faculty members, and that's the fact that they are in full scholarship, and the placement of the summer camp, summer organization itself, that it's in a very calm and peaceful way. And the classes are the range of classes are very different, from body mapping, from career development, preparing for auditions. So it's not only focused on playing, and it's much more relaxed. It's not as intense of just playing for 15 hours straight, but they get to experience music in very different contexts, in group classes and individually.